Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to our study along of the World Order of Baha'u'llah, selected letters by Shoghi Effendi written in the 1930s to the Baha'i communities of the United States and Canada. I am your host, your study buddy, Jacqueline Claire. This is just a study along. I'm literally reading this to you, and hopefully it enriches your personal study, gives you some new ideas. And really the purpose of this all is for me to better understand my faith, for those of you who are Baha'i to join in this study, and really for us to start to excavate the spiritual solutions for all of the world's problems that from the Baha'i perspective we know Baha'u'llah has given us. And in these letters, Shoghi Effendi expounds and elucidates in his own words and in a manner that is timely for the time in which he wrote, which these are mostly from the 30s. And I haven't cut out any of the fat, anything that is like specific to that time, because one, I really want to read it straightforward the way it is and not make any judgments of what's relevant and what's not. And also because deep down I believe that even those things that seem specific to, pre-World War II or whatever, have some element of eternal relevance, something that we can learn from both in a historical context and that is timely and relevant to us now. So I will be jumping in here to the middle of the letter called America and the Most Great Peace, starting on paragraph 29. If you want to study along and actually read along with me, linked below in the description, you will find this document as well as a study guide and a bunch of other good stuff. All right, my friends, you ready to jump into paragraph 29 of America and the Most Great Peace? And we're talking about Abdu'l-Baha, the master known as the Master, the perfect exemplar, the son of the prophet founder of the Baha'i Faith, whose ascension, whose passing, we actually are celebrating in about a week and a half. It's actually the 100-year anniversary, if you will, of Abdu'l-Baha's passing. So it's the end of a really blessed and incredible century. So here, Shoghi Effendi is saying, the clarion call which Abdu'l-Baha had raised was the signal for an outburst of renewed activity, which, alike in the motives it inspired and the forces it set in motion, America had scarcely experienced, lending an unprecedented impetus to the work which the enterprising ambassadors of the message of Baha'u'llah had initiated in distant lands. This mighty movement had continued to spread until the present day, has gathered momentum as is extended its ramifications over the surface of the globe, and will continue to accelerate its march until the last wishes of its original promoter are completely fulfilled. Forsaking home, kindred, friends, and positions, a handful of men and women, fired with a zeal and confidence which no human agency can kindle, arose to carry out the mandate which Abdu'l-Baha had issued. I want to follow Abdu'l-Baha's mandates. Sailing northwest as far as Alaska, pushing on to the West Indies, penetrating the South American continent to the banks of the Amazon and across the Andes to the southernmost ends of the Argentine Republic, pressing on westward into the island of Tahiti and beyond it to the Australian continent, and still beyond it as far as New Zealand and Tasmania. These intrepid heralds of the faith of Baha'u'llah have succeeded by their very acts in setting to the present generation of their fellow believers throughout the East an example which they may well emulate. Headed by their illustrious representative, who, ever since the call of Abdu'l-Baha was raised, has been twice round the world and is still, with marvelous courage and fortitude, enriching the matchless record of her services. And my dear friends, I think that we're talking about Martha Root, but if you know something else, that is who I think we're talking about, this woman who has been this exemplar and who has traveled around the world twice and is still traveling at the time of this letter in 1933. Her services. These men and women have been instrumental in extending to a degree as yet unsurpassed in Baha'i history the sway of Baha'u'llah's universal dominion. In the face of almost insurmountable obstacles, they have succeeded in most of the countries through which they have passed or in which they have resided in proclaiming the teachings of their faith, in circulating its literature, in defending its cause, in laying the basis of its institutions, and in reinforcing the number of its declared supporters. It would be impossible for me to unfold in this short compass the tale of such heroic actions, nor can any tribute of mine do justice to the spirit which has enabled these standard bearers of the religion of God, I love that, the standard bearers of the religion of God, to win such laurels and to confer such distinction on the generation to which they belong. Paragraph 31. The cause of Baha'u'llah had by that time encircled the globe. Its light, born in darkest Persia, had been carried successively to the European, the African, and American continents, and was now penetrating the heart of Australasia, encompassing thereby the whole earth with a girdle of shining glory. The share which such worthy, such stout-hearted disciples have had in bringing the last days of Abdu'l-Baha's earthly life, he alone has truly recognized and can sufficiently estimate. The unique and eternal significance of such accomplishments, the labors of the rising generation will assuredly reveal. Their memory, its works, will befittingly preserve and extol. How deep a satisfaction Abdu'l-Baha must have felt while conscious of the approaching hour of his departure, as he witnessed the first fruits of the international services of these heroes of his father's faith. To their keeping he had committed a great and goodly heritage. In the twilight of his earthly life, he could rest content in the serene assurance that such able hands could be relied upon to preserve its integrity and exalt its virtue. All right, friends, I'm going to conclude there because we're entering another long section in this book. Again, next Friday night and Saturday day, so not this Friday, not today and tomorrow, but next week, we are celebrating the ascension of Abdu'l-Baha. So again, it's a very blessed time. Thanks for taking this study dive with me. If you would like to support this channel, you will find lots of information in the description on ways you can do that. And some of the easiest ways are to like this video, subscribe to this channel, let your friends know about this channel that you think would enjoy it, and feel free to comment and start some interesting dialogues down there. All right, my friends. Until next time, I wish you the best for playing your unique part in making this world a better place. I'll catch you next time.